Writing.
Welcome, folks. Hold on, I forgot what show I was doing. True Believers, Geekshow fans. Should I start over? Should I start over?
You're fine.
From the sniper's nest.
I just do so many things. I forget what I'm doing.
Thanks. That's great.
Gosh dang it. Folks. Thanks, Kerry. Thank you for your support. We're going to talk about The Last of Us. This is Deep Dive for episode 5, which happened 2 days early, if you were paying
because of the superb owl.
Yeah, because of the superb owl. We can't say those words.
Yeah, we can't say we're the big game.
Big game. We don't want to get charged the monies. And this was the episode that many of us have been dreading, the adaptation of the story of Sam and Henry.
Sam and Henry in the game was the first part in the game that really destroyed me.
Yeah.
And so I was really looking forward to seeing it again on the TV.
So I had heard about the fate of Sam and Henry because I don't mind spoilers. They don't bother me. We're sitting down to watch it. And Sue says, "Oh, I'm so glad that they're getting some people to go on the trip with them. This will be great."
That was my exact reaction as well.
That'll be nice that they can have some people to go to Wyoming with. I think that, and I went.
I need the Tina Belcher noise.
Give me a second.
Do you have that? Okay, because we're gonna need it. So yeah, the show opens up basically. We get a little bit of backstory with Kathleen's character.
She's Melanie Linsky's character, Kathleen. She's just on a vengeance trail to find the man who turned her brother in.
Yep.
And she's rounded up all of they're called collaborators. They're the people who are informants for Fedra. And she's just rounded them all up and is questioning them. And one guy is like, he said he was going with the doctor who we met in the previous episode. So this was kind of a cool callback tie-in.
Yeah.
And she gets the information she wants. And so she instructs Perry, just kill all of them because they're collaborators and we hate Fedra collaborators. So just kill them all. Yeah. But then we meet the doctor with Sam and Henry. And this is obviously before he gets captured by Kathleen. So it was really cool to see that callback and like set the scene for when we first meet Kathleen and this doctor as the show what he's been up to essentially.
Mm-hmm. Melanie Linsky, again, proving to be just an amazing actor. She's just incredible. Yes, hello?
Hi, you froze.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Tony, no!
Tony went away. Oh, no.
Oh, no. What do we do without Tony?
I don't know. Does this continue? It is still going. Maybe he'll be back. Here's the sound he made as he left. There we go. I couldn't find the Tina Belcher.
Out. I thought you. Oh, that's a bummer. You should just have that one.
Yeah, I thought that was me because I was talking and I thought I froze. Anyway, so.
Well, maybe we'll just keep going without Tony and see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Because we get to know Sam and Henry a little bit more, but they introduced this concept. Oh, I wish Tony was here. They introduced this concept with Sam that he's deaf. And I texted my friend when I found this out. I was like, are you telling me that Sam is deaf? And now I have this extra layer of emotion that I have to sort through?
So,
because
was
painful.
that not in the game that the character was deaf?
No. Because
okay.
Hi
I'm
Tony,
back.
how you
Sorry.
doing?
I missed. I think my internet just pooped.
I was talking about how we meet Sam and Henry, and they introduced the concept of Sam being deaf.
Yes.
And it's I was texting my friend. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Because when I saw that kid, and I went, "He's deaf. I know. I've seen him in other shows." You know.
If you watch the after show, this is a really cool moment. The after show where they're interviewing like Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann. Neil Druckmann says that he's talking about his conversation that he had with Craig Mazin when Craig's writing this episode, and he's like, Craig says, I have this idea. Tell me what you think of it. And he tells Neil that he wants to make Sam deaf. And Neil goes, fuck, I wish I would have thought of that. And to me, that was Trent Reznor hearing Johnny Cash's version of Hurt and going,
Oh, that's
it's
better.
just better.
Wow.
It's just better.
I notice that a lot with the game creator. He's like, this guy comes in with this TV show and he starts telling me what I could have done better in the game, and damn it, he's right every time.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah, but
I mean,
also-
it's the same guy that did Chernobyl, right?
Yeah.
And
But
that
the
show
other
was awesome.
other thing too is actually casting a deaf actor, and in the after show interview where they're interviewing him and making just the whole set so inclusive.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And everybody learned ASL.
I have chills talking about it now. Like, it just feels so special and good, and I just wish things were more like that,
Well, so the introduction of the characters, I think they plotted that out perfectly, and they announced the death of the Doctor without announcing the death of the Doctor. We knew but
he
they-
doesn't come
did
come
not.
back.
And he signs to him, says he's not coming back. We're going to have to go. We're out of food. We lasted 11 days.
And the other thing too, Henry goes so far out of his way, not even out of his way, but makes a concentrated effort to include Sam in all of these conversations and be honest with him.
Yes.
And because I think it would be so easy, especially in a post-apocalyptic world, to just be like, I'm taking care of things, don't worry about it. But he takes the time to explain to Sam and include him in all of the discussions. Like, it just
Well, even says to him, it's like,
my heart.
I think he might be dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We got to go.
Oh, there was one scene though, really got under my skin a little bit. He takes that paint that is for walls,
Tony, you
and
overthinking this.
puts it on Henry's face.
To make
How
him
do you
a
wash off this
superhero,
paint?
to make him a superhero.
It's gonna be bad for his skin though. This is post-apocalyptic.
Now, I saw some production stills before the show came out, and they showed the picture of the kid, and it's orange, and I thought, oh, he wants to be a Ninja Turtle. No, it's Super Sam is the character's
Super
name.
Sam.
But also, like, Henry provides like a bag of crayons, and they just spend the evening coloring on all of the walls.
Yeah.
But see, but Henry doing that, I know the paint question is a problem, Tony, but Henry doing that is, here's how you channel your bravery.
Oh,
You
yeah,
gotta-
for sure.
You got to be Super Sam, and so that's why we're
Yeah.
going to do this.
The reason he did it is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's just oh, that's paint for walls. That's gonna hurt his skin.
Tony,
Well, and it did hurt
Anyway.
his skin.
well, guess what? It doesn't matter. Guess what? It doesn't matter.
Oh.
All right. But
So-
then we finally get to the final scene of episode 4, where these two come up and encounter our heroes, and they kind of a team up forms. And
Yeah.
Because Henry and Sam are trying to escape because he knows Kathleen's after him,
Yeah.
but he also is aware of his limitations, and he has
Exactly.
seen Pedro Pascal taking out all these people, and so he tells him, "Hey, I know my way out of the city. I can't get out without you."
Yeah.
And
There's-
I need your badassery.
Yeah, he finds out that they took out 2 clickers earlier, and he's like, "Wait, you killed 2 clickers earlier?
Yeah.
See, that's why we need you."
yeah,
So
It's,
so good.
and it was great also when he's confessing to Pedro Pascal. He says, "Yeah, I was a collaborator. I was a
Yes.
rat. And Pedro Pascal's like, ordinarily I don't work with rats, but you were honest with me, and so
well, and he tells him why,
Yeah.
because Sam had leukemia basically, and there was a treatment available, but he had to barter information to Fedra for the treatment. Mm-hmm. So
they embark on this plan, and it's the tunnels. That's how we're going to get out. That's how we get out of town. It's easy. We go down, and this was, and I don't know if this was in the game or not, but I loved.
it is.
Yeah,
It is. It's really cool. There's a you
there's
go
a
down
lot
the
more
tunnels.
of it in the game actually than
there's
Yeah, these
you see
underground-
more of the community that they
Yeah.
have created
Yeah.
underground.
and there was a whole civilization down
Yep.
there, a whole family or group that were living down there who, well, we encounter later, but that's another story. Great.
yeah, we'll get to
But
that.
just, I loved that bit where they're in that school and,
Laughing.
the humanization of the whole situation. Was
talking
just-
about that comic book that the kids like. And
Oh
everything.
yeah, I just love
What you
those
collect?
bits.
What you collect in the game?
Yeah,
you
those are
collect
collectibles
as
in the
many
game.
issues as you can.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. I'm glad they included that then.
It's-
So then our heroes make it out to the other side.
Yeah,
to
and you
this-
think, oh, they're going to be fine.
to this suburb, and they're just walking down the street talking like not a problem. And that's when I got nervous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now you are constant vigilance. You always got to be.
Yeah, because I'm like, you guys are too relaxed. You're taking it too easy. So you're having too much fun in this apocalyptic.
No
situation.
fun allowed.
No fun.
And suddenly there's a sniper. Pew! And it pins him down, and Pedro Pascal goes up, and being the badass that he is, comes up from behind and gets the sniper,
Which
But we
is
realize-
also direct adaptation from the
Straight
game.
out of
Like
the
this,
game, yeah.
this, and
But
the
I'll
way
tell
they
you
set it
what.
up too was really cool because the street, it's laid out like a video game. There's cars
Yeah.
for you to hide behind.
Yeah.
Like it is copy paste. Like
straight out of it.
yeah, it's
I'll-
really cool.
I'll tell you what, though, I took a lot longer to get to that sniper playing as Joel than they did in the in the show. In the show,
Oh,
she's like,
well,
"I'll just crawl over here and get there."
You should have played on easy baby mode. 'cause
Yeah, I died so
did
many
it
times.
too fast.
You're not Pedro Pascal. is the
No, I
thing.
don't have that skill.
So the sniper has radioed the bad guys.
Kathleen, basically.
And
Yeah.
so
They're
here they
coming.
come, and they do come. Oh,
And
they
Pedro
are-
from the tower, run, and they can't hear him. And
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the beginning of episode 4, where we saw what this group is capable of,
Yeah.
dragging people behind trucks and all of that. I mean, it made me sad because that's how it would be.
and
You know.
and it comes down to it where Kathleen, she's got him cornered, and Henry comes out and he's like, "Let the kids go," and she's like, "You didn't let my brother go. Fuck them kids."
Yeah.
Like,
And that's when all hell breaks loose, and
and
we
that's
haven't.
I 1000% forgot about the clickers because I was so invested in everything else. When that truck sank, I was like, "Oh, that's weird. Oh no!"
My first thought was, how deep does that basement go? What the heck?
And so they're just hundreds of them, hundreds and hundreds, just come running up.
Ah, my
No.
nightmare.
But now here's my question for you game players then. That big thing,
Yeah,
The bloater.
the
Yeah.
bloater, thank you. Do we get an origin of that, or is it just there?
Well,
It's just
the-
well, they kind of talk about it at the beginning of the show, where some people, like the way that the shrooms affect people. Bloaters, I think, are people who've had it for a long time,
Yes.
and that's
okay.
that's
It's
what
basically-
they
it-
become over
yeah.
time.
over time, some people over time just kind of continue to mutate and gain mass
Okay.
and become the bloaters.
All right. Yeah. 'cause I
And
was-
they are
that's-
so hard in the game.
They're tanks. It's
They're
crazy.
tanks, and the bloater does a kill ripped directly from the video.
Yep.
I know because I'm traumatized because I had to watch it do it to Joel a bunch. Where what it does is it like grabs it, like it just rips your head in half.
Basically,
and
yeah.
I watched it do it to one of the guys in the background, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that is
was-
exactly like the game.
It was Kathleen's right hand man, the guy with the gray
Perry.
beard. Yeah,
Perry, who voices Tommy in the video game.
Oh, okay, yeah. The bloater just grabs your top
Grabs
teeth
like the mouth
and just
and,
pulls
and
your
your
head apart,
eyeball like
basically.
pops out
Yeah,
and just rips
like
your
that.
head.
It's
Trust
wild.
me, I've seen it a lot, and it traumatized me.
Okay. So this, all hell breaks loose, and that's when a little girl who's been infected,
She's so scary.
creepy.
and she's chasing our friends,
chasing
and
Ellie.
Ellie inside of the
Just
the
backflips
truck,
into the car
and Ellie manages to make it through all of this, and
because
and
Joel's
she-
up in the sniper's nest, like, "I got you covered."
I was going to say, he is an amazing shot. Wow.
and that's when Joel, I think he lets the kid attack.
Oh, totally.
Melanie Linsky, and that's when Melanie Linsky gets killed by a little girl, and then Joel shoots him.
Yep.
And I had this imaginary scene playing out in my head because, you know, this show is so goddamn good that it's got to be driving the Walking Dead people crazy. And I thought to myself for a second, you know, here's the Walking Dead guy go, well, we killed a kid in the first episode, okay? So, yeah, but, you know, this show's infinitely more superior to Walking
So good.
Dead.
I care more,
Exactly.
unfortunately.
Exactly. And so then we escape the whole mess. People get killed. Our heroes leave.
They make
and
it
they
to a
go
motel.
hide out into a motel.
Yep.
And things are good. Things are great.
things are great.
End story. They make it to Wyoming and everything's fine.
Oh,
and
wait,
everyone
no.
wins.
No, that's not what happens.
The kid, little Sam, has been bitten.
Yep. And he
And-
doesn't let any of the adults know. He lets Ellie know. And
And Ellie, who has been told for so long she's the savior.
Yeah.
Her blood is the cure. And so she sees an opportunity to be like,
I'm going to do it.
I can do this.
I
I
will
can
help you.
finally help. I can finally do something. And she gets
Cuts
her
her
blood
hand.
in them and she's like, don't worry, it's going to be okay. And even if she knew that it wasn't going to work, what
was-
a nice thing to do for
Exactly.
him.
Yeah. And he says, you know, will you stay up with me? You know, and she says, yes, I will. Cut to
The next morning.
her asleep on the chair, him
Yeah.
sitting on the edge of the bed with his back to us. And I don't know how it played out in the game, but boy, this just rips your heart out.
Exactly like this
Pretty
in the
much the
game.
same. Yep.
Except in the game, so he starts attacking Ellie. They bust out into the other room, and
Yeah.
Joel is like, "Okay, I know what's up." And Henry's like, "Don't, like, I will kill you if you kill my brother." But Ellie's getting attacked, and so Henry is the one to kill Sam.
Yep.
But in the game, he doesn't even take a beat to think about it.
Really?
I think there is a moment where he's like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" And he just immediately shoots himself. And I put down my controller and I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore because I loved them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you that's the mistake you make is you get attached to people in this show.
Never
But
get
in the
attached to people.
in the show,
In the show.
they drag it out just like a touch longer where Henry
Yeah.
is like, oh my God, what did I do?
Yeah, they
I'm
give
gonna make
Henry
sure-
about 4 seconds to really internalize the fact that he just had to kill his little brother because he turned.
And I thought it was just a brilliant performance from everybody, especially him. It's so heartbreaking to see,
Yeah.
because he keeps the shot keeps going back to. We don't see all of Sam's body. We just see a part of it.
We see the blood pooling.
The puddle of blood, continuing to get bigger, which I think was more dramatic than even if you'd have shown the kid.
Yeah.
I think that oozing, because it's like 2 quick second shots of the blood oozing, and it just, and then his face, the blood oozing, his face, and it just, I think for dramatic effect, it was so brilliantly shot.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's about what you don't show.
And the show, too, is doing this thing that the game didn't do for me, which is show the evolution of Joel's feelings towards Ellie through other people.
Yeah.
Like the Bill and Frank episode,
Exactly.
showing us you don't have to be alone in this world. And this episode in particular with Henry and Sam, Joel's recognizing these feelings he's developing in caring for Ellie.
Exactly.
And he knows,
And
he's starting,
he's thinking about his daughter, too.
starting to realize, this is going to be us. I'm starting to care too much. And beautiful.
But as you pointed out, the change in Ellie, because she went from I can help, happy kid, to just emotionally shut down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
After
they bury
the
them.
bodies.
They
yeah.
bury the
And
bodies.
she leaves a note on Sam's little magnetic board that
says,
just says sorry.
Sorry.
And she's like,
All right, let's go.
let's
Headed
just
to Wyoming.
life goes on, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just misery and drudgery forever.
Now, just a little tiny nitpick. I had one of those magnetic boards when I was a kid, and they don't work that well. Okay.
Well, every time they ripped it up, I felt like they were pulling so hard on that plastic. I'm just like, you're going to break it. That's the only one you got.
have
It's
to be
post-apocalyptic. I mean, you got to be careful with that. You got to get that paint off his face. This kid, this poor kid, he's going to lose everything.
Don't let any of the clickers bite them.
Come on, jeez.
Because I had a Roadrunner one. I had a Roadrunner around
Yeah.
it, and they if you write too hard, as I was yelling at Ellie as she was doing it, it just marks up the wax on the bottom.
Exactly.
Makes it so very difficult. But anyway, minor problem. But they're on their way to Wyoming, and they're walking, and so that's where we're at on the show. And it's such a well done show. It's
Next level.
I mean, I was the only person who waded through all of The Walking Dead and the offshoots and all of that stuff. And I'm like, in 5 episodes, these guys have already done, and they've maintained the trueness to the origin material, as you guys keep pointing out. I'd never played the game, so that's why I keep coming back to you guys. I want to know what was in the game. The comic book thing, that blew me away. I didn't know that. But they're staying true to the origins, but they're doing a better show.
One of the most interesting things to me about the first game is in collecting the comic books, there is absolutely no reason to, as far as gameplay elements are concerned, to collect.
No,
the
only
comic
reason,
books.
the literally only reason is you as Joel choose to help Ellie be happy.
And I've never seen a game make me want to collect something useless more than in this game.
Like
so you don't get a level up or a gun
you don't
or
get,
anything?
No,
like
you
that?
just get them. Yeah.
All you get
and
is a reaction from Ellie, how she's excited that you found her a new comic.
And there's like other tokens throughout the game too that you can find, like the Firefly tokens. I never went after those.
Don't care about those.
Because why? I don't care about those. Comic books, I will do anything to get all of the comic books.
For Ellie. Yep.
For
Here you go,
Ellie.
kid. Here you go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
That's worth
fascinating.
it. To see, that's worth it right there to me. That's why I give away my comic books after I read them. Anyway, this is so good, and it's almost like we don't deserve a show this good.
No. I think the next episode's going to be easier.
Yeah.
Because I think he meets up with his brother in the next episode.
You think they make it to Wyoming in the next episode?
I'm pretty sure that's what the
the
preview was.
Because
Okay.
if you watch on HBO Max, you can fast forward to the end, and there's a little 3-minute making of kind of thing that's very interesting, and then they also show next time on. And from what I'm led to believe, we get to Wyoming, and there's snow and horses and his brother. So
Just like the game.
And avid listeners / viewers of these deep dives will notice I haven't mentioned the podcast once because I haven't listened to this episode about episode 5. I know. Do you want to know why? I'll tell you why. It's because I also finished the game. And
so you didn't stop after those two were
No,
killed. Okay.
I needed a break.
Yeah,
So
I told you.
that's why I haven't. I'm like, listen, it's so inspiring. Your show's so inspiring. I'm so moved with each episode, with each podcast episode, with everything I learned.
Yep.
I need a break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just fantastic stuff.
We'll be back for episode 6. How many more episodes, Rebecca? How many?
There's 4 more episodes.
4
Yes.
more? Okay.
Yeah, so
I was thinking that there weren't
There's
that many.
9
So-
episodes total.
there's a lot of ground to cover still.
Ay, Dios mío.
I mean, because the guys who make the show say that the first
be all the
season
way-
is the first game.
And honestly,
So-
they could do it. They could totally do it.
Yeah, the way they're moving the story along, I don't think there's going to be a problem. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying there's a lot in store. Just don't get too comfortable. All right, thanks for joining us, true believers, Geek Show friends, and fans, and we'll get back with you after the next episode of The Last of Us.
Fighting.